Oh yeah, this might be a better shade for me actually. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome to my channel. If you guys are already part of this wonderful family, you guys already know. Thank you guys so much for continuing to watch and to support. So in today's video, we are going to be reviewing and testing out for the very first time the new Catrice True Skin Concealers. Before jumping into today's video, as always, make sure that you guys subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell so you guys are notified every single time that I upload here on YouTube. Make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up, and without further ado, let's jump into another review. Let's go. This concealer, I picked it up in two shades because I was not really sure what shade I would use. I picked it up in 5 Warm Macadamia and 10 Cool Cashmere. So I'm going to swatch both of these for you guys. So if you guys are similar to my skin tone, then you guys can reference that for sure. And then for foundation, I am going to be using shade 40 Neutral Hazel for foundation shade. So that's just kind of reference. I'm going to use the foundation because I thought it would go hand in hand with the actual concealers. Okay, so according to the Catrice website, this concealer is available in 15 different shades. So they're all kind of ranging, and then, you know, I mean, it seems like it's a pretty decent range. It does say that it is also no animal testing, no alcohol in it. So it is alcohol free, oil free, paraben free, and it is also a vegan formula. So we love vegan products, of course. Okay, so according to the website, it does say that the Catrice True Skin High Cover Concealer features a water weight, lightweight texture, and provides up to 18 hours of hydrating high coverage, and it's vegan. Some of the product features are, besides the fact that it is vegan and waterproof formula, it is suitable for normal to dry skin tones. It provides 18-hour hydration, covers dark circles, blemishes, and red lines, and redness. It melts into the skin without settling into fine lines. It is made and infused with hyaluronic acid to moisturize skin. It's a lightweight texture with a natural skin finish, and it is a long-lasting concealer with high coverage. So that is a ton of claims, but all those claims are right up my alley. I love anything that is high coverage, hydrating, anything that has hyaluronic acid. That's all me. Okay, so really quick off camera, I did prime my face, and I used my Pretty Filter Icy Sherbet Primer from Touch and Soul. This is my favorite at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the foundation. I'm going to avoid all of this area on purpose so we can actually see what the coverage is on the concealer. So I went ahead and I just applied one layer all over my face with the True Skin Hydrating Foundation from Catrice. Now we're going to actually be going into the actual concealers. So I did avoid all of this area right underneath the eyes because I really, again, want to see the coverage of the concealer. So I avoided everything that's right about here where I would normally be placing my concealer. I'm also going to be highlighting parts of my face and concealing around my mouth right here where I do have some significant dryness because of some prescriptions that I'm on. It's making my skin really dry, especially around my mouth. So I'm going to be trying to conceal those areas as well. Usually right now, because my skin is so dry around my mouth, everything tends to break off from that area. So this does say it does have hyaluronic acid in it. So I'm gonna see, is it really hydrating enough that it doesn't break around in those areas? So that's what I'm definitely going to be looking at. So the actual packaging is pretty similar, pretty standard for a concealer. It does have like a doe foot applicator. It comes in the tube. You can see the color somewhat of the actual concealer shade in here as well. But what's different about the doe foot applicator is actually like triangular shape, which is nice. I'm very interested to see how this is going to get into right underneath the actual like inner corner area. So that's what I'm very interested in. So it's definitely a little unique as far as the actual shape goes, but let me show you guys the shades. So the first one is 5 Warm Macadamia. So this is going to have a warmer undertone. It's probably going to be a little bit more on the yellow side. This is going to be 5 Warm Macadamia. This actually seems like it would work on my skin tone. Now this next one is 10 Cool Cashmere. So this one's going to be a little bit more pinkish, a little less yellow. It's going to be on the cooler tone side. This is going to be the warmer one. This is going to be 5 Macadamia. This is a warmer tone. It's going to have a little bit more of a yellow undertone, definitely on the warmer side. The one furthest away is the cooler tone. You can definitely see that it is a cooler. It's more on the neutral side, and this one is 10 Cool Cashmere. Okay, so now you guys are nice and close. You guys can see all of my imperfections, my pores, and everything up close in HD. So here you go. Let's go ahead and start with 10 Cool Cashmere, and then we might do the other one on the other side. We'll see. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply. Ooh, the applicator is very flexible. Did you guys see that? Look at this. Do you guys see how it like bends right in there? That's nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit right in there, and then I'm gonna also clean up the shadow on the side like this. Okay, and then I'm gonna also conceal a little bit around the mouth. So this is what we're gonna start off with, and we're gonna go ahead and see the coverage. We might build it up, I don't know, we'll see how it looks. Okay, I mean, it covered up the redness around my mouth for sure. With like small amounts of pressure, I'm just like really trying to push this into the skin. This shade might actually be a little too light for me. I'm not used to being like this summer tan shade. We might have to mix in the other concealer because this might be a little too bright. It did cover up the redness around my mouth. However, you guys can see it still kind of shows a little bit of the dark circles underneath my eyes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go in with 5 warm macadamia. Hopefully this is not too warm because this is a little too cool, a little too like brightening. Focus this right here where I needed that extra coverage a little bit. Oh yeah, this might be a better shade for me actually. Yeah, I definitely think it's gonna be warm macadamia. It's actually not too warm. It's a nice, slightly yellow undertone. It's not like overly crazy yellow. I mean, it feels very hydrating on the skin. However, it's not providing the coverage that like my Haley's Rewind concealer, which is my favorite at the moment. That one provides like super full coverage, but it does give you a nice even coverage. So something that's more like natural looking, this is definitely going to be it. So this is what it looks like side by side. This is obviously the side with no concealer at all. This side does have the concealer. I went in first with 10 Cool Cashmere. This one was a little too cool tone for me right now, and I didn't like how it looked. So I blended in a little bit of the warm macadamia, and I actually like this shade for me right now a little bit better. Like I said, the coverage is not full coverage like I was expecting it to be. However, it's very breathable, it's very hydrating. It does feel hydrating on the skin. It's probably going to be more like an everyday concealer for sure. It's not that like full glam, full coverage concealer for me. Is it me, or is it providing more coverage when I just use this color alone? I feel like this one covered up a lot better than it did on this side. I don't know, I see a difference like in person, looking in the mirror. This covered up a lot better than this one. I will say it's blending into the foundation so nicely and so seamlessly that, I mean, these are from the same True Skin line, so I would expect that. But they definitely go hand in hand together, and they look very, very pretty together. So this is what it looks like, both sides already done. For some reason, I feel like it provided a lot more coverage when I just went in straight with the 5 warm macadamia, as opposed to putting the number 10 underneath and then placing the 5 underneath. I don't know if it kind of picked up a lot more of the pigmentation. So I'm gonna try to cover up a little bit more on this side. I actually really like the formula of this. It's very, very nice. It's hydrating and it feels really good on the skin. Okay, so with the same 5 warm macadamia, I'm gonna go ahead and highlight a little bit all over the face. So right here, I'm gonna add a very small amount, and then right here as well, just to kind of even out the face a little bit and just highlight in the spots where I normally would highlight. I actually really like this formula. I mean, overall, it looks very, very nice. The coverage is not my favorite. It is definitely buildable. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. Now, normally, if you guys generally watch my videos, you guys know I love setting my under eye area and brightening with the Jaclyn Cosmetics Face It All Brightening Palette. However, that is intended more to brighten the under eye, and I think it will kind of take away from the whole concept of trying to see what the coverage is of this concealer itself. So I'm gonna grab something that's a little bit less brightening and just like a regular setting powder. I'm going to be taking my Haley's Retouch Soft Focus Setting Powder and set underneath the eyes so we can see what it does with setting powders. Also, really quickly, I did want to mention that the concealer has been sitting underneath my eyes for quite some time, maybe like 3-4 minutes, and I don't see any creasing, so that's actually very, very nice to see. So that definitely tells us that it's a nice hydrating formula, which I like. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a little bit of my Haley's powder, take it with my sponge, and I'm gonna really just push this into the skin and just start setting everywhere we placed concealer. I'm not, you know, baking or anything, I'm just setting right underneath the eyes. I'm gonna do the same exact thing everywhere else that I placed the concealer. So right on the chin where I was brightening, and then right between the brows and the forehead. Like, there's absolutely no creasing underneath the eyes right now, and that's a plus. I like that. I'm also gonna set around the mouth because I did place some concealer there, and like I mentioned, that's typically where my makeup tends to break up a lot these days because it's so dry around my mouth. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly get off camera and I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup, and then we'll come back and talk about what my final thoughts are with the concealers. Oh, and really quickly, I don't think I even mentioned this, but the price point of the concealers do retail for $7. I don't think I mentioned that at the very beginning. I'm so sorry about that. I will leave all of the information down below. So I'm gonna go finish my makeup and we'll talk about this concealer. All right, you guys, I went ahead and I finished the rest of my makeup. This is what the final look is looking like. And I mean, for a $7 concealer, I actually really do like it. I would definitely go in with like a brightening powder to just really like get rid of those dark circles. If you're looking for something that is extremely full coverage, this is not going to be the concealer. I will admit it is not the fullest coverage concealer that I own or that I would use for like a full glam look if I'm looking for something very full coverage. But to be honest, it's a very nice formula. It's not creasing underneath my eyes as of right now. Obviously, I would have to kind of wear it throughout the day and see how it looks later on, but as of right now, it's looking pretty good. So I definitely would wear this like on an everyday basis when I'm doing like just like everyday makeup, something simple or whatever, and I just need a little bit of coverage. I could also definitely use this to spot conceal any areas where I don't want to use makeup and I just kind of want to spot conceal. But it is a $7 concealer. It's super affordable, so I definitely think that I would repurchase it for those specific reasons. I will also be wearing this throughout the day and doing like a little bit of a wear test. However, I don't think I'm gonna have time to kind of check in with you guys, but I will provide a check-in down in the description box below, so you guys can definitely check that out. As far as creasing, is it breaking apart throughout the day, things like that, I will definitely let you guys know. So make sure to check the description box once you guys are done watching this video. But that pretty much wraps up today's video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one.